So now we're back in ArcGIS, and I'm just going to scroll down my list here and locate the tool I'm going to use. I'm going to use this flow direction tool here. So I'm going to kind of move my map over here towards the right side again and make my model a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here just so that we can see our model. I'm going to drag and drop my flow direction tool over here into my model builder. And I'm going to connect my fill sync to my flow direction as an input hydro DEM. And then I'm going to right click on this and choose open. And I want to make sure it ends up into my geo database, so it needs to go in here. And I'm just going to call it FDR, and then click save. And then we have the option to input an outer wall polygon. This can be particularly useful if you have a pond or something that's kind of holding water. We don't have that in our particular map, so I'm not going to enter anything there. So we have fill sync and we have our flow direction going to geodatabase. Everything looks good here. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. I'll right click on the tool and choose run, and then click close. I'm going to take a look over here in my table of contents, and I'm going to drag and drop. Let me make this one over here smaller. Drag and drop my FDR on top of my fill sync, move it over here, and just take a look. It's going to look very similar to an aspect map in some ways, but it's not an aspect map. This is telling us the direction in which water is flowing. So everywhere where there is a purple value, water is flowing to the east. And if it's a 2, it's southeast. If it's a 4, it's south. 8 is southwest. 16 is west. 32 is southwest. And 64 is north. And 128 is northeast. If it's 256, haven't quite yet figured out what that value is. So that's this purple value over here. It probably means it's these cells over here. So if we use our identify tool, let's find out. No, not a 256. That's actually a 2. So I don't think we have any 256s in here. 256 likely means that it's a flat area, if I had to take a guess. So everywhere here, water's kind of moving. We can right click on this and open the attribute table and take a look at what we have here. We don't have any 256 values. It only goes to 1 to 128. And these values here are corresponding to the number of cells that contain the value 1. So this can be somewhat useful if you want to determine square footages, because we know the dimension of each cell happens to be in feet. It's about 6.5 feet each. So we can take that area and multiply it 6.5 times 6.5 times this value here, which will tell us the square feet of how many has this value of 1. In other words, how much of this area has water that's flowing in the easterly direction. So I'll go ahead and just close that out. And that's how we create our flow direction map.